So this is my second time sort of leaving town in 5 days, 4 or 5 days. It was Sunday. I went to nearly to Padbury, foot of the hill, and then I put the video up, and now it's Thursday. You can hear the wind rustling in those leaves. You see the little propellers on the trees. We used to call those propellers because you pick them up and then you drop them and they spin like a helicopter. That there is the main road to Milton Keynes. You can't really cycle along there, but I have once last year, I think it was. I went down here. It joins down where that house is down there. It joins onto that road. This is just a private track, and I did go down there on my stealth bomber back to town that way. It's actually quite far, but that is like an A road that's very busy. It also connects up to Hyde Lane Lake down there. There's when we see, that's the Hyde Lane Lake down there. It's a huge fishing lake, and when last year when me and my cousin, you can see the cars coming over the top there. When me and my cousin went down that footpath, which starts at another road, another junction, much further along, like a kilometre or more. Well, that footpath where all those plants were, that was really hard to get through, and like holes in the ground that badgers have made and stuff, and rabbits. And then it came out through all those thistles. Well, all those thistles are going to be just down there somewhere, and then over there somewhere is like a sewage treatment plant, and there's also a river. So you come out, you go along through those thistles, and then it takes you out this like track. You have to climb over this fence, and then there's a junction somewhere over there that joins onto the next road, which is right over there. Which I just went down that road just to have a break down there. So you got this this track here, and then you got a road that connects over there from Maid's Morton, and then there's several sort of tracks and road going over to Farnborough over there somewhere. I can't remember exactly. But some of those tracks down there are not proper roads, they just lead to dead ends. But that's where that fire was. Last August was over there somewhere in those fields near Hyde Lane. That's Hyde Lane where all the trees are. That's a big carp lake. It's huge, sort of. It's a bit eerie. It's like a huge dark lake surrounded by trees, and used to have some enormous fish in there, especially carp, but I'm sure there are a lot of other ones in there as well. But apparently the otters have had a lot of them, and I knew a guy about 9 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago, and he fished that lake, and he was a member of it, and he said, yeah, the otters have basically ruined it, and they've tried to like fence it all off, but it's very difficult to stop the otters. And there are also people who come and steal the fish to eat them. Not English people though. English people don't really eat river fish for the most part, apart from trout and salmon. Sometimes they'll eat like lamprey, like traditionally they have like lamprey pie, but lamprey don't live around here. I don't think. I think they live in like tidal rivers or something, like the Thames or maybe. I'm not sure. It's a bit like an eel, isn't it? You don't get eels around here either. Yeah, well, when we were teenagers, like we went out driving in my friend's car. My best friend from high school is like Filipinian, and he lives like just like the next street down the hill from me. And we got stuck in the mud, like one of the tires or something got stuck in the mud off the edge of this track, and we had to like push it out in the dark. And we didn't want to be like noticed because we weren't probably maybe weren't supposed to be driving down this track because it's like sort of private sort of thing. You see like not a single car has like come down here in all this time. It's nice to get out. It's nice to get out, see the fields again. Don't so much like to see the cars, but kind of give and take, isn't it? Been thinking about my friend a lot from prison, who I got on really well with. I haven't seen him for 3 years, and I don't know what's happened to him. I would have thought he would have been out by now, but there's no way of knowing, you know. I did have his prison number written down, but I may have lost it when I left prison. I may have left a piece of paper or thrown it away. He's from up in like Newcastle is where he lives, but originally he was from my area, sort of, well, a bit closer to London, but this sort of area of the country. I think he was born in High Wycombe, which is not that far from here. It's sort of down in the Chiltern Hills, where I was thinking of going on the bike if I was able to, but I did go down to towards Reading back in, what was that, March or something, February I think. That was a long trip. Never been down there before, but it's sort of a similar sort of direction, and if you go east from there, it's sort of, that takes you towards High Wycombe. If I can get a better look on these fields, it won't show up well on the camera. The detail that my eyes can see. As the crops that look like they're ready there. Over there is sort of Thornborough or Padbury direction. There's another big main road that goes off that way towards Bletchley. I had to cross that one. Well, I cross it quite often actually, but at the roundabout. But I had to cross it near Bletchley once. Might have been last year or the year before, and it was really difficult to cross because so many cars. When I was coming out of this foresty bit. I changed the stem now on my bike, so my handlebars are higher up. Now I'm in quite a very upright position. I think it's more like how my blue mountain bike is. But with that one, you got 26-inch wheels. You're probably your pedals are probably closer to the ground. So not quite the same, but kind of a similar sort of sitting position and where the pedals are relative to your feet and stuff. I see some sort of smoky bits like where they're probably harvesting. I shouldn't think it's a fire, it's probably harvesting. It's sort of early August now, so yeah, we're sort of coming up on harvest time for a lot of the crops. It would be nice to get out to Hillsden because I really like that area. I remember going there when they in the evening when they were harvesting with the combine. There's one car coming now, just the one. There you go. There's another view across the cornfields. I can actually just sort of see the heat shimmering off the ground there. I don't know if you can see it. It's unusual to see that. It's quite a hot day today. They say it's going to hit 26, 25, 26. Depends what part of the country you're in. London tends to be hotter because of all the concrete, I suppose. If you're down in on the south coast, it's a few degrees hotter, especially in winter. They have much milder winters, and they can grow like palm trees and things that would die here. Here I can hear the grasshoppers. Can you imagine walking across that field all the way across? Be a bit of a mission, wouldn't it? And well, behind me, if you don't know where I am, that's the reservoir over there. And then you've got those old farmhouses where there's old tractors and stuff. Bunch of sort of old. It's like a group of old people seem to live there, and they're not. I don't think they're in one family, but they've sort of banded together and they've formed a little community by the looks of it. It's quite good, I think. I think it might be last year. Me and my cousin actually went. There's a bridle way or footpath starts right in the middle of their houses, takes you down past the reservoir through the fields to Akeley. Not easy to get out though. We had to lift our bikes over. You had to sort of go through someone's property, near these buildings, and then there's like a gate that we had to lift our bikes over this sort of stile, because the gates were like locked. Just thought I'd come up here for a look, see the scenery before I go back. It's not too much further to where I was, you know. That's a burdock there, I think. You can drink that. Dandelion and burdock. I could see a lot of birds in that field. Something flying across that field. Or rabbits, maybe. Birds, I think. Nice fields over there. Yellow.